in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a half stitch spider and a haloed spider. So I've brought my lace down to the point where I need to do my half stitch spider, and I've got my 3 pairs on the left and 3 pairs on the right. So it's going to be worked exactly the same way. So I'm going to take these 3 through these 3, but instead of doing a cross stitch, I'm going to do a half stitch. So the first thing I need to do is make sure I have my legs. So that's 3 twists. Now 3 is a good starting point. If you have larger spiders with more legs, then you will need to add more twists, especially on the legs that are coming from the side here. These are actually longer than the ones up here, so they'll need a few more twists. So I've twisted all my legs and I'm now ready to do my half stitch spider. So I'm just going to half stitch through 3 pairs. So that's the pair that's just come through. So I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3. This is the pair I need now. So half stitch, and half stitch. So that's through my 3 pairs. So that's my first, my second, and now I'm ready to do my third. So I'm going to half stitch through 3, and you will immediately notice that it looks completely different in the middle from the cross stitch spider. So I'm going to take my pin and pin up. Now this one is a little bit trickier to tension up, but because all your pairs are split up, but if you can just give a little bit of attention on the legs, just to make sure that they've all straightened. I think I've just got a slight stray loop at that point there. So let me see if I can find that thread. There it is. There we go. Sorted. So that's the first half of my spider, and now I need to do my second half. So again, I'm going to take the 3 on the left through the 3 on the right, starting with the pair in the middle. So that's half stitch, half stitch, half stitch. So that's that leg dealt with. Then I count back 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is the next one that needs to come through. So I'm just half stitching through 3. So that's my 2 through, 1, 2, 3. Here's my third one, and that's my spider body finished. I now need to put on 3 twists, and remember they've already got 1 from the half stitch, so I only need to worry about 2. So I'm just going to put 2 twists on those, and then I can start putting my half stitch spider in a box. So here's the pair that's going to come down here, and then it's just literally half stitch, pin, half stitch, so that's that left hand side done, and then I can come and do my right hand side. Now you're going to notice something with the half stitch spider, in the fact that it actually works out square. So it's a square shaped body and not a oval body like the cross stitch. So if I just take out that pin there, because this spider is so open and loose, taking out the center pin once you've got all the legs supported doesn't actually make much difference, and you can now see exactly the shape of that spider. And I've just given everything a little bit of attention, and I'm ready to do my final pin, and that's my half stitch spider finished. And I think you'll agree, when you look at the two of them, the cross stitch version and the half stitch version, they look completely different and make a really nice change doing it in half stitch to cross stitch. So I'm going to now do my fan and finish this side so that I have the legs for my next spider. I'm now ready to do my haloed spider, and I've got my 3 legs on the left and my 3 legs on the right. It's called a halo spider because you have a pair of bobbins that will halo around the main body in the middle. And ideally it works better with more pairs, but having 3 means that I can actually show you the concept behind it. So the first thing I'm going to do, which is slightly different, is that I'm only going to put 1 extra twist on my pairs rather than the 2. So the threads have a total of 2 twists for the legs, not the 3. This means that it pushes the halo out further than if you'd have put 3 on, because remember, the more twists you put on your threads, the more it pushes out your threads. So I'm then going to take this center 2 and I'm going to cross stitch and twist both pairs. The left hand one is going to cross stitch and twist through the second pair on the left and then the third pair on the left, and the 2 that I've just gone through, so this is the original middle one, this is the original middle pair. I'm going to put an extra twist on those 2 pairs. I'm then going to do exactly the same with this pair that's left in the middle out to the right. So I'm going to cross stitch and twist, then I'm going to cross stitch and twist. I'm going to leave the 2 that have done the cross stitching and twisting out to the outside where they are, and again put an extra twist on the 2 on the right. So the 4 middle pairs have 2 twists. Then I'm going to do my spider as normal. So I'm just cross stitching through 2 pairs this time because we're ignoring these outside pairs. So that's my first left hand pair through 2, count back my 2, and then cross stitch through my other 2. So that's my middle 4 have all crossed, and as you can see it looks a little bit like a mess at the moment. So I'm going to put my pin in. Then you definitely need to make sure that you've given everything a really good tension, because we're dealing with a lot of cloth stitches and a lot of twists. So you really need to make sure that those legs have been pulled securely. So that looks okay. So now I'm going to finish off my spider with my 4 middle pairs. So ignoring those 2, they're my 2 middle pairs on the left, they're my 2 middle pairs on the right. So I'm going to take the inner left hand pair and cross stitch through 2 pairs, leave that one, count back through 2 and pick up my last pair and cross stitch through 2 pairs. So that's the body of my spider done, and I'm just going to give that a little bit of a tension up. Now, because we had 2 twists between the halo and the body of the spider, I need to add those 2 twists onto these 4 pairs. And as I'm over this side, I'm going to bring this one back through in a cross stitch and twist through 2 pairs. So that's the right halo done. And now I'm going to bring my left halo back through, cross stitch and twist through my 2 pairs. And then I'm back at the middle and I need to cross stitch and twist my 2 halo pairs. So I'm cross stitching and twisting. And then just as we did at the start, we're going to put 1 more twist on the legs so they have a total of 2. And then we can start putting our halo spider in his box. Now before I do that, I'm just going to show you that this pair here is my worker from my fan, and as you can see it's starting to get a little bit thin on the thread. So what I'm going to do is actually take it in as a half stitch, pin, half stitch, and that will then swap my workers over. so that I have a new pair that will run for a while with my worker. I would suggest doing this sooner rather than later, because then you've saved yourself a little bit of having to add a new pair in. So I can now use that pair to do my half stitch pin half stitch down this side. I'm going to do that quickly because then hopefully you'll be able to see what the haloed spider looks like. So that's my third one on that side. So I'm just going to go to the other side and come down. So half stitch pin half stitch. So again, before I do the very last one at the bottom, I'm going to give this all a little bit of attention so that I've got everything all tightened out. So, and I'm hoping that you can see the effect of the halo. It's very small halo spider, because obviously I've only got the 6 pairs, but you can imagine, you can definitely see that there's a little spider body and then the halo running around it. So I think I've got all my loops out, so I can now put my haloed spider in his box safe and sound. There we go. So that's 3 different spiders that you've now seen in action, and hopefully that will encourage you to try different versions of spiders. There's quite a few different varieties, but I've just shown you 3 simple ones there. And the next thing that you need to do is to work all the way down until you have reached this point here, at which point we will turn our pillow around and continue down this short end.